What got me into baking is I'm very picky with the food that I eat. So every time I want to eat something, I think to myself, and how can I change this to where it's gonna be how I want it. I just couldn't find the one specific that really goes well with my, I guess, my pickiness. My name is Lourdes Chamaraban, and I like to cook. There's a couple of things that I would consider my favorite things to bake. One of them is, of course, the leche flan. Really just it's normally just, I guess, known here in the States as flan, simply flan, but in the Philippines we call it leche flan because it's made with milk and eggs and just a custard. And then the other one is this mocha buttercream icing, chocolate cake with mocha buttercream icing. A lot of people ask me why I love leche flan. I think it goes back to when I was little. It's always been my favorite dessert. I remember whenever we'd go to parties and there would be dessert table, I immediately would just go over there. I don't care for any other food. I go to desserts right away. And I get so happy whenever I see leche flan. And there was one time actually, we were like around this round table, right? We were sitting around the table. And the hostess of the party, she came over and we finished our dinner, and she came over and she said, "Oh yeah, desserts are here," and it was leche flan. So I was so excited, I was so happy, and I got up, and she was right next to me, and she was holding the tray right above my head, and the whole thing with the syrup and everything just fell over me, and the syrup like on my face. I didn't care. I want a plate. Give me some leche flan. Another dish I like to make is macaroni salad, Filipino style. And over here in the States, I believe the macaroni salad that they get to experience or eat over here is more from the island cuisine, and in the Philippines we put a little bit of sweetness to it. We add milk and cheese and raisins. A lot of people find it kind of strange, when you have raisins in it. People probably frowning upon it. But yeah, whenever I make it, it kind of takes me back to the experience and growing up in the Philippines, especially Christmas, because I remember we would have them. Not always in our household, but a lot of our friends, whenever they have gatherings, it's always one of the staples. They would have macaroni salad, and whenever there's macaroni salad, I get excited. So one of the other things I love. This way we taste sweeter, and we put chicken. We'll get the macaroni right here. Cooked al dente, and I just toss it. I think when it comes to the stuff that I make or bake, a lot of people complimented me in whenever I bring them desserts or any dish or whatever.
Lourdes leche flan is the most creamiest leche flan that I taste. You don't taste the smell of the egg, nothing. I wish to copy that recipe. It's so yummy. The most yummiest leche flan I ever taste in my life, in my 60 life of existence in this world. Nothing can compares to Lourdes leche flan.
I think it's because of how I cook it. I think of just not just myself, but the other people who are actually going to be consuming it. And I take mental note of how they like the food. So right before I make them, for example, whenever I make the leche flan, I kind of think of the people who's going to be eating it and how they've been telling me before, oh, I love how your leche flan is not so sweet, and I love how it's creamy. So right before I make it, I think of that. And then when I make it, not only the ingredients go into the cooking and baking, but also the thoughts of how the people would enjoy it after. And I believe that's pretty much why it's kind of different. And whenever people get to taste it, they feel, I guess it becomes personal. They realize that, oh, I really love this. I think you made it especially for me. And I do. Whenever I bake something, like when I bake the chocolate cake, I think of how they want it. Some people I would bake it for, they want it a little bitter or a little sweeter. Then I make it that way. It's not really my choice of taste or for the cooking seasoning, but if that's what the person I'm gonna give it to or who I'm gonna prepare it for, that's their preference, I go with it. And I think that's one of the good things about my cooking and baking, and I think that's what make it different from others.